right, hello everybody. Happy Monday, happy new week. Welcome back to the Prepper Post News, courtesy of Freedom Prepper and Freedom Roasters Coffee. I am Perrin Lovett, and today is Monday, January 18th, 2021. A big happy Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everybody in the United States. And that is our feature subject of the day, which is going to, trust me, kind of blend in with the rest of the topics we're going to cover. What would Dr. King say today? But first, a big hello to everybody over at fp.com and our friends at solars.com or .net. Everybody at the Freedom Prepper community, got some quick announcements about the community. Everybody listening to the podcast at Anchor, Spotify, and at the community. And of course to all of our friends here at YouTube. The community is just taking off like wildfire. We had a quick doubling and then another doubling of members. It's not about quantity. It's we want high quality, of course, and we've so far gotten it 100%. But yeah, there's a lot of room with everything that's happening in social media and media in general for growth, and we're excited. And Scott's just been working triple overtime without much pay. I didn't send him the time and a half, but he's been adding features such as the forums. If you've been on the community, you've got a news feed where you can post things. Off to the to your, I guess would be your upper left-hand corner, there's a forums tab which takes you over to a bunch of different subject matters. You can get in depth, have discussions, and there are subheaders under each subject. So take a look at that. We've got the streaming podcast, which you can actually download. You can download the audio to these rambles, for what that's worth. And now we can attach more attachments, things like PDFs, video, pictures. I don't know if you can attach a video. I think you can do a GIF file. So there's all kind of functionality. And I just found out that we're working on taking it yet another step. So it's what it's going to turn into, I think, is a full-fledged interactive media outlet for us. And we had some early discussions about protocols to keep it, just decent people. And we so far we have succeeded. If trouble comes, we're ready. But let's see. We've got more coffee news that is growing by leaps and bounds. The first K-Pods shipped out, I think it was last week. So check out the Freedom Roasters Coffee. We need to find a way to link that. Their ads, in-house ads at the community. It'll all work out. We're also opening up a store. Right next to the coffee shop, you'll find a store where we're going to have FP branded survival gear and things that preppers will find most useful, to include literature. The notes are going to make a comeback. My part right now is to finish up my my big, I don't want to call it the Civil War series, but the Civil War series. And also that will be translated into a set of brief notes that you can buy hard copy and keep for whatever comes. So what came today was, I think this was the 92nd birthday of Dr. King. Technically, he was born on the 15th, and we celebrate on Monday, which is the 18th today. And I want to know what you guys think that he would say about everything that is happening in America just in the past year, with the pandemic, the lockdowns, the economic troubles, the divided states of America, as will be surely manifested this week in Washington, as it has been the past forever. Double impeachment, first time in history of a president. And I'm a shadow fan of Dr. King. I know that the records were released a year and a half, 2 years ago, Nothing that Jesse Helms didn't already put in the congressional record back in, '86 when the holiday was made official. But, so what? Nobody is perfect. And if we look at the consistent message that Dr. King preached about, if nothing else, a Christian perspective on judging people when you have to based on the content of their character, leave all the other stuff out. What would he say if he woke up in 2021 and had to judge the content of the character of the average American character? I think, just my personal opinion, that like a lot of people from a different era, he died in 1968, was assassinated. I'm not entirely sure you could convince him he was in the United States of America. But tell me what you think in the comments. I've got some stories that are going to just feed right into this. We've got some health issues. It's very important to stay healthy. Drink your dark coffee. Go for a run or a walk. If you live in the UK, and if you live anywhere else, the UK will be our canary in the coal mine. The Sun has an article about wearing the mask forever. It's not directly said, but they seem intent on finding a reason and another reason and another reason to just keep people masked up. How did we make it for, if you go the strict biblical route, we've been here 6 million years. If you go the Darwin, whatever, we've been here much longer than 6,000 years, whatever they say. A long time, and we somehow managed to survive without locking ourselves down, walking around with social distancing alarms and, noodle hats and these masks. And, if you're in surgery or you're robbing a bank, I can see wearing one to conceal your identity and not look like a human being. But forever, it's not going to work. But look for that. I don't know why the UK has become such a hotbed of insanity. But do look for that to make like the Beatles and come across the pond to infect us. Take a look at that one. Everything, as usual, is linked up at FP. Lord, I had some cutting to do to get down to however many this is. The virus, the coronavirus, COVID-19 in 2020 and 2021. Everybody's talking about the COVID passport. I talked about this and what big tech, big Satan is doing to help us. They are tinkering with some kind of mark of the beast barcode app that will violate your medical privacy. Will help you let everybody know that you've been vaccinated or that you have the disease, you don't have it. It's literally getting biblical because that's a Hill story. I've got one from Reuters about back to jolly. We'll always have England. We'll always have Airstrip 1. God bless you, the homeland. Great. There's a plumbing company in England, and this guy is not alone. The owner is actively floating the idea for his employees or contractors: if you're not vaccinated, you don't work for him. He's already meeting with some resistance on that idea, but this is the age in which resistance just seems to get completely run over. So keep a very close eye on that. I would say that any company that is going to violate your privacy and tell you what you have to do might not be a good company to work for. And also remember, if you go the route of, telling these people off, which you should, use their rhetoric. We've been schooled in their rhetoric forever. It's time we gave it back to them. When they come with the pink slip or the syringe, just say, no, my body, my choice. And then they'll run right over you. We might end up with nowhere to work and nowhere to bank. Breitbart has a story about a bank, and I've seen other stories like this, and banks and insurance companies. AIG kicking Kurt Schilling out. I didn't look at that one too closely, but this bank, probably in the UK or Canada, says that if you don't get the vaccine, you can't come in the lobby. And if you try to buck the system and come in unmasked, unvaccinated, no passport, they're going to close your account and send you away. I don't know about you, but my bank closed all their branches to human beings last year early, and lately I keep getting these emails about all the branches that are just closing, period. Where there used to be a bank with a friendly guy inside, loaning money, taking money, whatever. Now there's an ITM, an intelligent teller machine, sitting out there with some person, AI person on a screen that's Lord knows wherever, and you're just at the mercy of the machine. But also when they're paying 0.00001% interest, what is the purpose of having a bank? I don't know. To get fleeced, I guess. But also, if you'll believe it, we're going to go back to the UK again. This is from Ann Barnhart, who I love Ann. The National Institute of Health, the UK's version of the CDC, came out with not a study, but a passive declaration, and they did so. And that's a regional national health authority. It's very important that we all pay attention to what health authorities say, especially the World Health Organization. And the NIH did this in conjunction with some yahoo that works for the World Health Organization, the WHO. And what they came up with was that ivermectin, the anti-parasite drug for cattle, which has been used all over the third world with massive success to fight off everything without any side effects or without many side effects, is okay for human use on the Isles of England. Make of that what you will. That stuff is it's a generic medicine now, very inexpensive. Can't give you medical advice, not only because of policy, because I'm not a doctor. I have not taken the stuff. I understand it's very bitter, so maybe load it up with some coffee or something. I don't know. Let's see here. We've got more medical authority information in the news. I'm not sure if this one is going to be okay, but I'm going to read it anyway because it's from medical experts, and we trust science around here. Science! I'm sure YouTube will agree. This came from Stanford University, the School of Medicine, doctors and epidemiologists, all kind of guys in white and girls, and probably some trans in white lab coats with, doctors, scientists. They came out with a study that I linked to. It's copyright, so I can't put up much of it here. Assessing mandatory stay-at-home and business closure effects on the spread of COVID-19. And it was from earlier last year. They took a look at various countries like the US that had just gone lockdown crazy versus countries like Sweden and South Korea, which had taken kind of a laissez-faire approach. And what they found was, I'll just read you their quick conclusion. While small benefits cannot be excluded, we do not find significant benefits on case growth of more restrictive NPIs. And that's NPI is their explanation of really strict lockdowns. Similar reductions in case growth may be achievable with less restrictive interventions. See Sweden, see South Korea to an extent, see Japan. Take a look at that one. It's not the long read is coming up. That's a pretty short read, like 20 pages. But again, it's science doing the science thing, and I look for the mainstream media to pick that up and run with it, and I've lost the scrolling ability. Oh dear. Here's the big read, the big story. I love to throw, especially on a Monday, a holiday, you're at home, the kids are home, gather around. It's a PDF you can download and print out. Really not supposed to talk about this one, so I'll just give you the title. It's called The Greatest Hoax in History, and it's by an Englishman. An English academic put this together. It's 360 pages. It's very comprehensive, and I can't tell you what it's about, but it covers a very recent story in the news that has affected everything. And this does a fantastic job of explaining it. Not only the central issue, which really isn't even the issue, all the other great resetting things that are flowing forth that make no sense. Take a look at that. It's massive, but it's free. Print it out, put it in a binder. Let's see what we have. We've got media and social media. You know what they're up to. Banning everybody. Twitter banned President Trump. They also banned, I cannot pronounce this name, they banned the president of Uganda, who was a Christian, a strong Christian leader. And this was part of their, what some people are calling their attempt to interfere in the Ugandan presidential election. So Uganda struck back, kind of like that little service provider in Idaho. They just flipped the switch and said, no Twitter in our country. They have banned the banners. And I'm sure you've all seen that that weird leaked video. Well, there's nothing wrong with the video. There's just something wrong with the guy, the Jack Dorsey, it started with one account, but it will be much bigger because we owe it to the color of the account that it will be big. Robots. Zuckerberg. They're all robots. I don't know where they came from, but I know they're not welcome in Uganda. So go Uganda. Perhaps a model for other countries to look at. Other countries, maybe like Poland or Hungary, who are. This came from I got this story. I should have known about this one. I got this from somebody at the community. It was sent to me Saturday night. The neo-globalist, the Satanist, are really starting to target the free Western countries that make up what we call Central and Eastern Europe. Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Ukraine. Russia is a perpetual target. But even under the regime of President Trump, the State Department has been working with the EU and big globalism to destroy what's left of Western Christendom in these magnificent countries. So far, they have been met with the most stout and hilarious resistance anywhere. These people don't buy baby murder. They don't buy forced third world immigration. They don't buy the sodomy lobby, the child abuse lobby. They don't want cannibals in their country. They want their countries to keep looking like their countries, and they're winning. This story is from Big League Politics. Expect the new Biden-Harris, the Barris administration to really ratchet things up. And I wrote something else about this. I'm not going to repeat, but Barris may be just the guys, the tools to take us into what may very well be the empire's final foray into international meddling. These people are not going to bend, they're not going to bow, they're not going to break, and either by treaty or by proximity, they're backed up by Russia, who also wants none of this garbage. So, go civilize people, whether you're in Africa or Europe. I love you. I absolutely love you. Now let's talk about the United States of America, unless another UK story creeps in here. Come on, John Bull, keep it over. I'm trying to run a show. Keep it over there. All right. There's been a lot of speculation on the right about what the character that we call Scalia's Pillow Man. If you know who that is, great. They have Scalia's Pillow Man, or they did. It appears we also have our Pillow Man, Mike Lindell. You know him from the ads on Fox News, the best pillow in the whole wide world, handmade, and wherever he makes them. He took a trip to the White House with a set of notes, and the paparazzi zoomed in on the notes. And take a look at this story, unless you've already seen it somewhere else. I'm past the point of asking questions like, why is a pillow salesman advising the president? Hey, it's 2021. Why not? Content of the character, right? Not the color of the paparazzi notes. Take a look at that. Something about saving the Constitution and saving what is left of the United States, which may come down to soldiers in the streets, excuse me, or water in a bottle. What would Dr. King say about H2O in a plastic bottle? I bet he'd like that one. We've got 25,000 soldiers on the streets of Washington, D.C. to maintain order and protect dignitaries ahead of this week's most exciting inauguration, possibly other events. I saw a video from Sean Spicer. This is just a U.S. news story. Spicer had a little video on the street in the central swamp at night. All these cars are lined up and there's a roadblock, but it's not a police roadblock. It's the army, and they're checking IDs. They're IDing people who want to leave the central swamp. It's almost like they're trying to keep certain people in for some reason. I guess to keep them all safe during the inauguration. Take a close look at that. Go swamp. Now, we may not be alone. We may not be alone because other governments are being shaken up all around the world. I've got 6 right here. There are probably more. And as a matter of fact, I suspect there are going to be more that I know of. The mainstream media in this country has not touched on this subject at all. I've got a link to Vox Day's excellent website where he talks about this. Vladimir Putin is safe for life in Russia. However, the whole rest of the Russian government has just been shaken up, dismissed, and is about to get reconstituted as they march forward into free Christian, free market, happy civilization. You're also seeing a government shake up in Italy that'll probably see Santa Matteo, they call him, come back to power. Germany, her Merkel, Heil Merkel, she's out. She's announced she's going to resign for some reason. Big shake up in Estonia, Kuwait, and the Netherlands. So why are all these governments jumping ship? Is there the possibility that some kind of storm is about to go international? I don't know. I do know that the Federal Bureau of Interference, the FBI, has advised the police in all 50 American states to prepare for unrest this week. So I kind of suspect that they are planning something. So they've said get ready. We probably should for something. And I've been talking about this. Back up your data. Be on the lookout for utility outages, temporary comm outages. Thank you to the FBI for advising on this. I would just ask, please don't bomb Nashville again. That's a Hill story. Check that one out. And that leads me down. We started with a Reverend, Dr. King, and we end with a story about a kind of Christianity. And this is just something that I just randomly came across, and it makes a lot of sense in context, not of itself. The word of the day is Churchianity. Make of that what you will. This is a story from Christianity Today, and we might as well put air quotes around Christianity Today. The headline that caught my eye was, Christian nationalism is worse than you think. Millions of America believe in this political ideology. What church leaders need to know and how they can help those under its influence. I read that, and then I had not checked in with a CT in a long time. I looked at some of their more recent stories on more pressing recent subjects, and I'm now, I'm not going to judge anybody, but I am kind of wondering what God they serve. Because if you read the Bible, half of it is God being a nationalist. God created the nations. We're assured they will exist even in heaven. So what these people do, they're not stupid, they're very clever. They conflate nationalism with statism. And this is all about America. You would never know that that Poland is practically a happy Catholic theocracy. This is all about Trump. It's all about the recent peaceful protest in Washington and how deplorables are bad. And, you can blame Christian nationalism for that. I guess, are you blaming the nationalist aspect, or are you blaming Christianity? Are you blaming Jesus? I get the funny feeling, based on a lot of stuff I read in this publication, that Yeah, I don't think they have. I think they may have a problem with JC. Check that out. It's all linked up. Don't believe it. What we saw in the Capitol was good, bad, and ugly. Oh, I got one more thing. But it's not you. We've had this discussion at the forum. We've had in the notes here on the video series. Just because we're good people and we may have naively stumbled into a thing or two, there's nothing wrong with us. It's if they used it against us, the evil is with them. It's on them. As long as we don't ratify it, as long as we call it out, we're safe. Now, this week is going to be very important in American history because of the historic inauguration. It may be a history, a nation-changing kind of week, but it has a lot of people. All of this, people are jumping ship, and I've got a lot of friends that are leaving the Republican Party that they never really believed in, and they're heading back to the LP, the Libertarian Party, and I got some theories brewing about not about libertarianism as a personal, way of living or philosophy. But as a party movement, I got some theories. Here is their statement that they issued immediately after the peaceful protest at our nation's capital. This is not patriotism. This is not protesting. This is reprehensible violence and aggression and needs to stop now. We hope safety for all those who work in the Capitol. The Capitol, where bills are constantly passed that do nothing for patriotism, that are highly protestable, and that spread reprehensible violence and aggression all around the country. But these people, they just can't condemn it, so they're going to side with the Republicans and the Democrats and all the other limp-wristed wimps. And anytime we do something to stand up for ourselves, it's just wrong. It's just, period. It's just, ask Don Lemon. I mean, we're the Klan. We're the Nazi party now. If MLK had joined in with this kind of thing, they'd probably be trying to arrest him for it. Capture will, and I better go ahead and, I just got a message, running out of time. I'll get to my theories later. Hope you guys have a great Monday. It's going to be a big week. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Happy MLK Day.